You got to look at
But
it that way.
perfect transition for game 5.
Game 5. Astros and game 5s.
Man, that's the best game of the series so far. Now
Oh yeah.
the Phillies come back, and then the sliding catch to save the game by Cassian, like that was a good game. But
It
this
was a
was
great
definitely
game.
the best game, like from
This,
start to finish.
like I texted you last night, it was over. It was like that was a great fucking baseball game. Because it was.
Yeah,
Neither, like both teams had enough guys bring their A game that they could have won. Both teams could have won the game easily.
I definitely agree, because you know what really the difference was.
Mancini and Chas McCormick.
Well, that we'll get into, but really the big difference was Brandon Marsh bobbling the ball on Altuve's double to start the game.
That was a big difference. That
Because
was
there's
definitely
no
a big
telling if he
difference.
scores on that hit by Pena
Yeah.
if
Well,
he's only at
you
second. Now
start
there's a good chance.
if you start deconstructing that inning, Pena doesn't swing the way he does if the infield's not drawn in
True.
on
That's true.
without Tuve being at third. I don't think Jordan would have struck out on that ball, on the ball that he struck out on, if there wasn't a runner moving. I think he was trying to protect the runner for some reason, even
Oh,
though Pena was going to be safe by a
everything
mile.
true.
Um, so like it just changes everything about that inning. So, but I do agree that was a huge, huge moment because
I
it
mean,
definitely allowed the Astros to get on the board early, which was huge.
and we've talked about it. Brandon Marsh is their better outfielder, like
Yeah, he's the one that's actually supposed to be
defensively.
out there.
Yeah, exactly. And so, dude, I mean,
He's got
that's
DHs on both sides of him.
yep. And that's rough to start the game like that. And honestly, like I said, I mean, I feel like that's the difference. Now, we definitely will have to get into what happened late, but
Right.
that was the difference early. Obviously, Schwarber
Second
ties it
pitch of the
up on the
game
I didn't know if it was the second or third. I couldn't
is the
remember.
second, I think.
Which Schwarber just being Schwarber,
Right.
which is exactly what they
So
needed after not getting a single
it
hit
it
the
is
game
funny.
before.
It is funny that the Astros scored after 4 pitches, and then the Phillies scored after 2 pitches, and then nobody scored again until the fourth inning, I think.
Yeah, when Pena hit the home run.
Yeah, was it the fourth inning? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was the fourth.
First shortstop to hit a home run, and first rookie shortstop to hit a home run in the World Series ever,
And
which is
first
crazy.
rookie shortstop to get a gold glove.
Yeah.
That's an offensive great thing and a defensive, like, dude, I know Julio Rodriguez is the rookie of the year, but man, can we like split it? And I mean, and that's me. I'm a not necessarily an Astros hater. I won't necessarily go that far,
Yeah, I have a picture
but
of you
I'm
with the
not.
jersey on now.
Fuck you. I'm not the biggest fan of them, and I'm still saying that. Damn, Pena, like Darren said it last night when we were watching the game. He just made the Astros look like geniuses for letting Correa walk.
Yep.
Like, dude, he is absolutely balling. One of the best shortstops in the league right now, let alone rookie.
Yeah.
So
He's been playing phenomenal baseball. Just
yeah,
absolutely phenomenal baseball.
and he contributed. I mean, 2 RBIs in a 3-2 game.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
huge.
I
A
want to
World
say
Series game.
he scored the other run.
No, Alvarez
No.
grounded out to first. Altuve scored. Pena to second. In the eighth
Oh,
inning.
that's right. He got the hit that put Altuve at third. That's what it was.
Right. That's what it was. Yep.
That was the hitting behind the runner, which is like such fundamental baseball to hit
And
the
not
ball behind the
easy.
runner that's moving. Got jammed on it, put it in perfect place, and
And
Altuve
that
gets
was
the third.
honestly, he kind of almost got jammed on that single in the first too, but he got his
A little
hands
bit,
just
yeah.
inside the ball and was able to get it right up the middle. So just a
And
great pieces of hitting by Pena.
and then the home run, like I thought it was just going to be lazy fly ball to left field, and that thing just like it kept going and
He didn't.
going and going, and then it clears the wall.
I'm with you there. I agree, but Pena knew it was going right away. He was like,
Yeah,
he was stoked. So sometimes you just feel it.
right. It just willed the ball over, and
Yep.
um,
So then, though, we get to the eighth, and the Phillies are able to get a run back, and then it becomes
yep,
3-2.
Presley has to come in with a 1-run lead, 1 out, runners at first and third. Brandon Marsh coming up.
Not easy.
No,
Not
I'm
easy at all.
sitting. I'm sitting there thinking like either get a double play or just try and keep it to 1 run. Just keep it to
Agreed.
1 run.
So I gotta also say, man, props to Presley. He has been looking really good too, man. I
Yeah.
mean, he's been your closer. He had to come in and get 2 extra outs last night and gets it done.
5-out save, which
And
he's only done once like his entire career.
really, after seeing that last night, you wouldn't know it because
Yeah.
it didn't phase him at all. He
I think
looked like he was ready to go.
he had done 5+ outs for a save once in his big league career.
Damn, that's
Before
even
last
more
night.
impressive then, because that, like you said, coming in 1 out, first and third, World Series on the line. Like we've talked about which games are more important. When it's tied 2-2, Game 5 is huge,
Absolutely.
huge, especially for the Phillies who are going to have to go on the road for the next 2 games.
Right.
Like, huge game, and so to be able to come in that kind of position and be clutch like that, dude.
Yeah. And Mancini ends up having to come in because Yuli. So it wasn't
rundown.
It wasn't his head. It was his knee that they took him out for.
Oh, okay.
Which is good. It's good that it wasn't from his head, because he did get kind of kneed in the back of the head a little bit on the rundown. But
and Hoskins is a big boy.
just had a little bit of a twisted knee. He actually tweeted after the game that his knee sore a little, but he's going to try and get out there on Saturday. But for Trey Mancini, who has not played well in the series hitting the ball, he hasn't played the field at all.
Yeah, to not even touch a glove. And
he has not played the field since October 5th.
Yeah, like 25 days.
That was the last day of the regular season. And it's
more than 25.
It's almost a month of him not playing in the field in a big league game. And obviously he does, pre-game, he'll go out there and get some grounders and whatnot.
Right, but not when it actually mattered. Yeah, no, definitely not the same.
For him to make that play, and he's not the world's best fielder, shall we say.
No. And dude, that was a hell of a play. Schwarber smoked that ball.
Yeah,
he smoked that ball. That's one of the hardest to hit balls.
Did you see what the exit velocity was on that? Because
I didn't actually. No, me neither.
It had to have been 110 plus.
Yeah, like 114 or some shit. Because it's inside.
He scalded that thing.
Yeah, I don't know if Yuli makes that play.
Yeah, Yuli makes that play.
I don't know.
Yuli's a Gold Glover. He's a third baseman really playing first base.
True.
He's a natural third baseman playing first base.
For Mancini to go in there, you get traded to this team to hopefully contribute. You haven't contributed at all. Literally, he was 0 for something.
He had a sac fly in the Yankees series, and that was his only production in the postseason.
Yeah, RBI. You got an RBI, and then, or was it a sac fly that just moved him over?
No, it was an RBI sac fly.
Okay, so yeah, that's literally all he had done the whole time, and he has to come in the 9th, right? It was the 9th that he came in, so just to play the 9th.
8th, bottom of the 8th. That was the bottom of the 8th play. That was with runners at first and third and 2 out.
Oh yeah, that's right.
After Marsh had struck out.
Dude, wow, that was a hell of a play.
It's absolutely insane. It's going to get overshadowed by McCormick, but never forget that. I will never forget that play.
Well, no, I mean, for people that really love baseball and that were actually watching and paying attention, they're not going to forget that one either, because that was such a huge play, because that ties the game at least. That at least ties the game. If not, depending on what happens to that ball caroming in right field, you could even take the lead. So
two outs. I don't remember who was running at first. Was it Stott maybe?
I think it was Stott, and
Stott's got some wheels that he might have been able to score, depending on where. Like you said, depending on where that goes into right field, there's a chance with 2 outs he may score on that.
Agreed.
And typically in the outfield too, teams will shade the other way on guys. So I have no idea how close Kyle Tucker was to the line. He might not have been very close to the line either.
Exactly. So who knows what exactly would have happened if that ball gets past Mancini. But
It didn't.
He made a great play. He almost blocked it like a catcher in a way, like
Right.
the way he had to get that ball. And to be able to even keep it fair as well, that was huge.
Yeah.
Which actually just reminded me of the play when there was it one out and you guys had a runner on third and there was a ball down the first base line and Hoskins barely kept it fair, but he didn't get it in his glove. And so
That
he didn't have a
was
play at the plate.
Yeah, that was after it was first and third in the top of the eighth, I think it was, and or it might have been top of the seventh, I don't remember. And Jordan
Yeah,
came
it was
up.
the eighth. No, that was Jordan grounded out to first. Altuve scored, Pena to second. That was in the eighth. And yeah, that was the play. I kind of forgot about that. It almost looked like that ball might have gone foul. It's kind of hard
Maybe,
to
but he was trying to
tell.
get the out at home. He was
Exactly.
trying. It reminds me of like a play from 2017 with the Astros and Yankees, but it was third base instead of first, where Bregman charges, gets the ball, throws a perfect strike home, and nails the runner at
Oh,
home.
I do
That was
remember that. That
and
was a hell of a play.
that was in a 1-0 game in game 6, I think it was.
And that was when
And
I still respected the Astros.
it's
Hey,
all right.
I had no. I'm being real though. Like at that time, I was like, "Holy shit, Bregman," because I
Yeah,
really did have a lot of respect for those guys at the
that
time. Still, I
is
mean,
at this moment, that is the biggest play in the biggest defensive play in the history of the Astros.
because they
If
won that year. If y'all end up winning this year, then
Yeah,
those two
if
plays might
if
go
we win
down.
this year, that play might be third behind Mancini and McCormick.
I agree. I'm
Let's
with you
talk about
there.
McCormick real quick.
We got to get into that one before we get off this here. Yeah.
That was amazing. Absolutely. I
First of
mean, he
all,
high points the ball. It's amazing play.
Real Muto. Real
He put a
Muto,
charge in it.
he ain't backing down from nothing. He's been hitting the ball really well, playing really well. He's been playing defense as a catcher, like top of the league right now in the biggest moment. And dude, he crushed that ball. He
Yeah,
gave that ball a
he put a
ride.
charge on it.
It seemed like it was going to be a for sure double. And he had actually already had an inside the Parker at Citizens Bank this
Yep.
postseason. So who knows what would have happened if he tries to go up there, McCormick tries
Double
to
at a
jump.
minimum, most likely triple. Well, I don't know. Tucker was there to get it, but if it takes a
It
weird
depends on
hop,
how exactly. It depends on how it bounced because that's like a chain link fence, which I didn't know until I saw him
yeah,
jump up and basically grab it. And so, dude, did you see the picture that somebody tweeted about
the
the
dirt.
body mark? Yeah,
Yeah,
that was great. I loved it. But yeah,
but
that right there,
high point the
game
ball.
saving catch. Yeah, high pointed it. He looked like a receiver in the NFL going
Yeah.
up there and getting that thing, dude.
Dusty made a comment that Chaz is always talking about how good of a basketball player he is, and Dusty was always like, yeah, whatever. But he's like, yeah, you got some hops.
Man, maybe he is better than I thought. No, that is definitely going to go down as the best play of all time for you guys if y'all end up winning this World Series, which going back to Houston with only 2 games left. Honestly,
Yep.
obviously, most people are going to say it's going to be really hard for the Phillies to do that. However, if they take the first game, game sevens, you never know. It's
Yeah.
anybody's game at that
They
point. So
they got to face the franchise
exactly, it's going to be tough for them to
tomorrow.
even get to 7.
But
But
if it gets to 7, anything can happen.
exactly, the hard part though for you and for Fromber is it's got to give at some point, right? He's had such a good season. I mean, is he due for a bad start? I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see if he can keep it up. If he keeps it up, one of the best seasons of all time as a pitcher because he's been
Yeah.
lights out. But
The
I mean,
key for
already
the Phillies in game 6 is get an early lead. They have to get an early lead. If they
I
don't get
agree.
an early lead, it might be over.
But the top of that lineup is definitely
So if they let
possible to get an early
Fromber,
lead.
Fromber's one of these guys that once he gets a feel for that curveball, sometimes it takes a couple innings to get a real good feel for it. Once he gets a feel for that curveball, it's done. He's just the only thing that's going to stop him is pitch count at that point.
Yeah.
Once he gets a feel for that thing. So they've got to get to him within the first 2 innings and get a lead. And they need Zach Wheeler to be a Cy Young.
He can pitch like that.
He
He's
can.
definitely he's
I know he's
capable of
been
doing
dealing
it.
with some. I know he's been dealing with some stuff, but they need him to be great.
I agree. It's going to be a lot of fun though. That's going to be a really intense game 6, and oh man, we got a lot of good stuff tomorrow. I mean, Georgia, Tennessee,
Yep.
LSU, Alabama,
Yep.
and then we got that game
Game
6.
6 of the
Oh,
World
it's
Series.
going to be fun. That'll be fun.
But I guess we probably go ahead and get off of here. I know you got some stuff to go do. We did a little
Right.
longer than I wanted, but that's okay.
Right. The one thing I did want to say, last thing, I started doing this little like perfect picks or something where like you just choose the over unders and stuff. Thanks, Verlander and Syndergaard. I chose over for both of y'all on strikeouts. Noah Syndergaard was at 2, and then 5.5 for JV, and he got 6. I was hoping
Nice.
so much that he was going to get that last strikeout, and he did. And then Syndergaard had 4. So dope.
Nice.
Good stuff.
All right. Well, that is going to be a wrap for the first ever YouTube only episode. I don't know what to call these necessarily, but
we'll figure it out.
Mini episode. I don't know. But everybody have a good couple of days here. Enjoy game 6 and hopefully not game 7 of the World Series. And we'll talk to you on Monday.
Beards out.
Beards out.